Welcome to Frequency with Clovistia. I'm your host, Grace Starr, and my co-host is Dr. Kathryn Leeman. For reasons I don't fully understand, I have been asked to share channeled information and wisdom from my 12th dimensional star self named Clovistia. I'm not sure where this journey will take us, but as we begin, I ask you to join me.
Hi, I'm your host, Grace Starr, and welcome back again. As you all know, we are having a past life marathon of all of my past lives. We're taking a little bit of a break here from Clovistia channeling to us, and we're just enjoying my past lives. So sit back and relax. I hope you enjoy it. 1589, Venice, Italy. A new friend of mine wanted to share a story with me. She wasn't sure what it was, or if I would think that she was crazy, or it would ruin the new relationship. But this memory, or whatever it was, started to haunt her when we first met. There was a kind of a synchronicity there. It just started popping into her mind. She felt really strongly that she needed to talk about it with me, and she wanted to tell me her perspective of the story. Before that time, I had no memory of this life or even the time frame. She was hoping that sharing the memory would be a good choice. I would not laugh at her, and she was very nervous to trust me. As she sat across from me, avoiding eye contact, talking in circles, I told her, "It's okay, just say it. There's nothing you can say that will make me change my mind to be your friend," which I was coming to value. Her random, persistent memory was keeping her awake and affecting her life, even though it was brand new. I suspected that it was a past life memory, and it would be her first. So I was trying to be supportive and delicate at the same time. I'm just going to share it as it unfolded on that afternoon over lunch at the Chinese buffet. We were secreted away in the corner. My friend said, "I remember living long ago in Venice, Italy. It was during a time that Venice was young and amazing. There was Carnival, and the buildings were newer and beautiful. I lived on a private canal in a big, expensive mansion. There is a private gondola dock where I must take many steps down to the water. When I'm in the gondola, my shoulders are about at the same height as the walkway. I can look across at the big house that towers over me. I am young. I have long auburn hair, big blue eyes. I am the mistress of a rich man, but I cannot stay here with the rich man any longer. He is an old tyrant. I am running away. I have a secret lover, and he is stealing me away to a new life. We must be careful. It is late afternoon and not quite dark. The rich man is not home yet. We sneak upstairs to pack. But suddenly, the rich man walks through the door upstairs and sees me packing. I didn't know he would return so quickly. He grabbed me, shaking me hard, and as I turned to run away, he grabbed the back of my dress as I was fleeing into the hall. He tore the back so hard it was ripped and hanging down, and my skin is exposed. I make my way through the huge house to the kitchen area near the side entrance. I meet my lover, Luigi, and we hold hands together as we make our way outside to the canals and dock area. His hands are warm and reassuring as he helps me down silently. I tiptoe on the wooden steps into the gondola. I am sitting with my hands in my lap, impatiently waiting for the gondola to start. It is cold, and a chill runs down my bare back as the cool air touches my soft skin. We must run. There is no time to spare. Let's go, Luigi. Please, let's start moving. I'm looking at Luigi in the front of the gondola. He dips his long pole deep into the water, searching for the bottom of the canal to get traction. I cannot breathe. It is taking an eternity. I squint my eyes. Please, 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 let us go. Hurry, Luigi, I mentally plead. It is silent as time seems to stand still. Suddenly, an angry male voice cracks the silence and yells, "You!" I whip my head around and am staring down the barrel of a small handgun, a Beretta. It will make a small pinhole when the bullet goes in. Then the bullet caroms around inside your body, damaging everything in its path, leaving little blood outside. They are hugely popular for personal protection since they were created about 50 years ago. It seems all the men in Venice are carrying them in their jacket pockets, but I'm staring right down the barrel. The rich man is standing on the wooden walkway, pointing the gun down at me. He is older, with gray hair around his face. He is wearing all black. He is short, lanky thin, and he has black salty hair and a thin black mustache. I am frozen. As I turn around towards him, it is revealed that I'm very pregnant. One hand on my stomach, I plead with him to not hurt me. He sneers, "Not hurt you? What about hurting me? I thought this was my child." "Do not leave me. Stay. I will give you one chance. I can forgive anything, but I need you to stay. Say yes right now." I stared into his black eyes, my eyes searching. Without thinking, I refused. "I do not love you. This baby is not yours. I must leave." He harshly states in a deeper voice, "You are mine. If you try to leave, I will kill you both." I turn my back around towards him. I face Luigi. My eyes are pleading with him. I am hoping that he has an idea that can save us both. The pause was long enough to give its own answer. Bang! A single shot goes into my back, and I fall forward. He states, "You left me for this scroungy dog of a man." Bang! Luigi has a mortal chest wound and falls back into the black water. He floats there momentarily and then sinks below the surface. The evidence is gone. I raise my head up and try to catch my breath as I watch this unfold. But then I die and slowly sink into the water over the edge of the gondola, my body never to be seen again. These bodies are likely still in the canal in their watery grave. The rich man turns to see if anyone has noticed. He scans the water, the opposing houses, and walkways. It is silent. He is alone. Nothing is moving. He turns around, tucks the gun into his top inside pocket, and rushes into the house. All that remains is the empty gondola gently rocking. As myself, I have been sitting quietly, listening to all the details and emotions of her mesmerizing story. She is a bit out of breath as she finishes and looks at me, her eyes searching for acceptance. Silently, I stare into her eyes, searching for answers. Time passes. Finally, I ask, "Do you know who this rich man is?" Our eyes meet again, her eyes darting back and forth, searching my eyes. We are caught in a moment in time of absolute knowing. We both know. We know in our bones and in our hearts. She lays her head on her arms, shaking it back and forth, and begins to cry. A shiver runs down my back. My mouth is dry. I continue to stare at her. It is all coming back to me. The memory, the time, the dock, the mansion, the moment, the decision, the gun in my hand, the hate in my heart. I was the rich man. And she was my mistress. My new friend was my mistress in this past life. How did I know it was me? I sit for a moment and I kind of think about the emotions of the rich man and what is going through his mind, because he is beyond angry, because he feels absolutely betrayed, and he doesn't see his wrong in the story at all. And it is one of those situations that maybe you hear in Hollywood and stuff, where he's thinking in his mind, I'm going to kill her, I'm going to enjoy it, and I would kill her again and again and again and again and have no remorse, because his anger is beyond anything that is in his mind. This idea of blind anger, it's not unique to this time. Blind anger has been going on since people had relationships. And when you double cross or betray the person that you're supposed to love, you can get into these moments of blind anger where you will do things that you normally wouldn't do because there's no stop and go with blind anger. You're going to go do something and you cannot be stopped. And in his particular case, his solution was to kill everybody. He wasn't going to have the baby that he really had fallen in love with. And he wasn't going to be with her who he really actually loved, whether she was aware of it or not. And he was going to be left pretty much in his big mansion alone with all of his money. And he just couldn't reconcile that in his mind. He had to do something. And that doing something was to stop her and to get rid of Luigi, especially to get rid of him. He hated him so passionately. And he loved her equally as passionately. And that did not have a good ending. From the moment she began her story, I was immediately drawn and slowly began to recognize the story. I will compare it to remembering a school memory or some other memory from long ago. I can remember bits of kindergarten or grade school. Maybe you can too. Imagine that you are having lunch with a school friend and you start talking about funny school memories. Your classmate may remember something and start to share it. At first, you may not remember the story, but gradually, as details are added, the memory rises up so that you can remember it better. And you say, oh yes, I remember that story. You know this story because you were there. As the memory becomes clearer, you realize your place in the story, your personal details of the experience, and your perspective. If you try to change the name of the school, you will say, no, that's not right. Or if you try to change people in the story, that won't work either, because it's a real memory, not your imagination. If you try to change the details of the story, you can't. It doesn't feel right, and you have to correct yourself back to the original memory. Because this school event really happened, but the details have been forgotten over time and obscured in the depths of your mind, covered up by your current life challenges. Remembering a past life is much like this. I remember a certain set of facts as my personal experience and perspective. If it was day, I cannot say it is night. If it is raining, I cannot say it is a blue sky. If I was male, I cannot change it to female. If I was tall, I cannot be short. It just doesn't fit, and I'm urged to correct it. Your imagination is much different. It has free will to do or say anything that fancies it. You can cut, paste, and bend the story to your will. Every detail can be changed to make the story work. In this case, when she said 1589, the portion of the year 89 kind of rang a bell and pulled me into the story. I started to get some creepy crawlies. Her description of Venice caused me to start searching in my current life for any memories of Venice, but I didn't have any. As her story progressed, I gave myself permission to go into the story and look for any memory that would fit with me. But I did not remember any. My mind just kind of stayed put listening to the past life story being told to me by my friend. But in this case, the memory of Venice began to come into focus, kind of like the details rising out of the water. As the story continued, it became more and more clear and familiar. Partway through her story, the details of this life came thundering back and filled my mind with the rich man's actions and emotions. I could follow his thinking. I feared the worst. I had to focus and keep quiet as she finished her story. I was trying to be respectful. I actually think that we all remember the past. We just don't know what to do with the unexpected information. Most of us deal with these random memories that rise up, demanding your attention as nothing more than weird thoughts or dreams, and they are dismissed. But if they have meaning, they may persist. They may come back in dreams. If you are on a spiritual quest in your life, these past lives cannot be ignored. They will prevent you from moving forward until your actions, your karma, positive and negative, are released. People often say, I will have another life through reincarnation. But hear me clearly when I say that you need to truly understand reincarnation. I have lived it time and time again. In this life, you are you. You make decisions for yourself. You will not be you in the next life. You will not be in charge or aware of this life that you are currently in. If you are there at all, it will be as a passenger residing in the subconscious mind of this other life your soul is having, not you. This life is for you. You need to make the most of it. In other words, when you talk about reincarnation, this life is all you get. You need to value this life and experience everything that you can in this life. And don't be waiting around and saying, yeah, in my next life, I'm going to be going over here and doing this or that. If you're there at all, which is a big if, you'll be there in your subconscious mind, not inside that new body. You'll be on the outside. Your new person in that life, the new personality will be in that body making its choices. But you'll be on the outside. You'll be doing something different because you don't get to control that life. Reincarnation is that way. I know a lot of people say, I'm not going to worry about this life. I'm just going to wait until my next life and I'll do better. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to do it right now. This is it. The memories of this life will be with you for eternity. Think about that. Focus on that for a moment. What are you willing to have associated with you for eternity? The blessings and stains do not wear off. You can repent and ask for forgiveness. Maybe, but the memories of what you did do not get erased. They are part of you. They are part of the recipe that creates the karma you need to deal with forever. Does that make sense? You cannot run or hide from the decisions that you have made, good and bad. Killing yourself will not remove or fix anything. Bad decisions should be dealt with here and now. If you harm someone, that harm will always be with your soul until you correct it. Go apologize, change your behavior. Words are nothing without change behind it. I know, I've lived it. Whenever I am dealing with a past life, for better or worse, I take the time to try to seek out people that were in that life, to apologize for anything I may have done intentionally or accidentally or inadvertently or as a side effect of a choice. I just want to look the person in the eye, whether they recognize me or not, and on a spiritual level, I want to say, I am sorry. Even if they don't remember the life or even what I'm saying, I will say it to that person's soul. I did it. I own it. It was wrong. It hurt you. I am sorry. From this moment, I will never repeat this behavior again. Likewise, if I have done something really great, like dying for someone, I will accept their appreciation. On some level, I truly believe everything is connected. My current life is better from these past life experiences and therapy to correct my karmic chain of events. Let me see if I can kind of describe to you an awareness I have of my soul. This came from my near-death experience and seeing my past lives over there. Let's imagine a bicycle wheel for a moment. Your soul deals with eternity and the divine, not you. It does not and never did revolve around the person. Everything revolves around the soul, the divine, and the universal consciousness. You, on the other hand, are one of the lives, one of the spokes on the wheel connected to the hub, the soul. All unique and independent, yet all interconnected to the soul. The actual bicycle tire that runs around the edge is like the universal consciousness and divine that connects everything together. Your soul has a goal. You don't know what it is, but it does. It knows everything and is the ringmaster of your circus of lives. This is a funny metaphor, but kind of real. Decisions are made between your soul and the divine through the universal consciousness, which facilitates the connections between everything, including time. Big stuff for a small human mind, I know. You need to focus on what you can control. Be aware of it. Make choices with the awareness that the choice and results will always be with you. Imagine if you knew this when you were a young person. Forget all the religious threats. If you knew that you would always be you and you could never get rid of any of the choices, how would it have made your life different? How do I know that? During my near-death experience, I stood in the middle of time and watched with absolute amazement the entire wheel with my soul being the hub, the spokes being my lives and the connection with the divine. This information was beyond my awareness and did not fit in my human brain when I came back to this planet and this body. But over the years, as the lives were allowed to be remembered, gradually the threads that connect everything have been revealed. Do you think that this is all I need to learn? Never. I am a baby in a sandbox of spiritual knowledge. I cannot learn more until I grow up to have enough awareness to get it. Like learning to read, I have to learn a bunch before I can read novels. I am not there yet, but I do know stuff, and that stuff I want to give to you as a gift for healing my soul indiscretions of my past lives. I want to help you so that you can evolve on your spiritual journey.
Thank you to all of our listeners. If you have enjoyed our frequency journey today, please share it with your family and friends. Make sure to visit us at clovistia.com, or you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook, where we have about 1 million followers over there. Until next time, please share your frequency.